Well, it's a very simple model, and that is subscriber fees. It got a little more complicated with ancillary rights, the DVD, home video revenues and stuff, which amounted to a lot of money at some point. But it was basically subscriber fees. Let's go back to the early days. Let's say that it cost the consumer $10 to subscribe for HBO. The split with the cable operator was usually about 60-40. They would get $6, we would get $4. And so if you had 2 million subscribers, you had $8 million a month, $96 million a year to run your business. And that was the budget was about. The programming would get this. You had to do overhead, sales and marketing, blah, blah, blah. So it was, I mean, compared to some other entertainment businesses, it was a much more predictable kind of business model. Because if you make a slate of movies, you estimate how much the movies are going to make you. Did Warner know that Hangover would make $300-400 million? No. Did they think that Sex and the City 2 would make $400 million? Probably yes. So it's a different, and even network television, which is so dependent on ratings and advertiser money, it made our business a more stable, secure business. And I looked at that business not so much because we were in Time Inc., which was a magazine company, but I looked at HBO as if it was a bit of a magazine, because in those days the guide was very important. We had a monthly guide, and so we had to lock into that guide. But I thought of the arrangement of programming to be the way I looked at a magazine. I'm subscribed to the New Yorker forever. If I read one article, it's fine. One great article. If Pauline Kael had written a great column, that was fine. If the cartoons were great, I didn't have to read everything. So I try to make HBO a network that had something for everyone, but something interesting. We even did kids programming. I did an enormous deal with Jim Henson for Fraggle Rock, which turned out to be a Hall of Fame kind of kids programming. And we did boxing for men. I also understood that commercial television at that time was slanted towards women because women were the purchasers. Soap operas, the word came from selling Tide, etc. So I've figured out through research in my own mind that I think the male in the household, the man in the household, decided whether to have HBO or not. The mother could decide it was too rocky for the kids, so you had to get over that a little bit. But I thought the male paying decision was important, and so I made sure that there was things for men. And I would say if commercial television had a female slant, HBO had a male slant. Now that didn't prevent Sex and the City or a bunch, because as we began to do more and more things, etc., we covered, you know, we were once a very unique demo, the early users, but then as it got bigger and bigger, it's like a network audience. You know, it's like a full network audience. You know, the difference is probably very small.